with y'all, D-Lo here. So, real quick, because it's the only way I got time to really bring this to y'all. I wanted to upload a video, but I don't have time. I'm running a little behind this morning. But I just got some things to say about, a lot of those people who were overly critical of Terence Crawford. And I'm not saying Terence Crawford is without, his fault and isn't deserving of criticism, because we all are. There's not a perfect man walking this earth. There's not a person who makes all the right decisions. There's not a person out there who doesn't misstep from time to time and even do things that are detrimental to themselves. But my whole point and what I'm talking about is, I stated it before, that these people who are out here talking about top ranked Toby this and all that nonsense, overly critical of the man, about he should have left top rank in 2018 and went to PBC, and because he didn't, that means he didn't want these fights, this, that, and the other. My thing about that is, I feel like a lot of y'all that were getting on here saying this every day, you either knew better or should have known to do your due diligence before speaking on certain things, because it's not hard to find out that Terence Crawford was still on the hook with Top Rank for about 2 more years when he renewed the contract, or when he renegotiated his contract. Terence Crawford had it was 2018. Had he not renewed the contract would have ended in 2020. So it was September 2018 when he renewed the contract. He re-up, and that would have extended it to September 2020. I mean, it would have ran out September 2020. The contract pretty much ended, and I think it was like November of 2021. So for all intents and purposes, what the man did was he restructured his deal coinciding with ESPN coming on board with Top Rank, more money coming to the table and things like that, and put himself in a position to get bigger purses and things of that nature. But also, on the flip side, it forced him to add several fights and a little more time to his to his contract. But at the end of the day, if what he did was beneficial to him financially, then this is what it was. If it was detrimental to him in terms of that meant he had to wait another year to 14 months or whatever it was before he could walk away from Top Rank and not owe them anything, then that's just what that was. But my whole point is that a lot of times people get on here, they tell you bits and pieces of things, and you run with it. And I'm talking about people who have a big following, wield a lot of influence over a lot of people who don't take the time to do their due diligence, and they just run with it. And a lot of that is what's going on with this man. And that's why a lot of times you got people like me who will try to, try to put some of the flames and be like, hey, it's more to it than what y'all are hearing. But at the end of the day, that's just what it is. People gonna feel how they want to feel about somebody, and they're gonna say what they want to say. But my whole issue is the misinformation that gets put out there. Omission is just as bad as a lie sometimes. It's easy to put out information. When you omit 1 or 2 things, it changes the whole outlook of what you're looking at. If you don't know parts of the story, you interpret the story totally different. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm an expert on any of it, but I'm just telling you that it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that there's a lot of things being omitted when you hear people out pushing this propaganda about Terence Crawford had an opportunity in 2018 to just walk away from Top Rank and go to PBC, and he didn't do it. I don't see where he could have just walked away when he had 2 more years left on his contract. So and that's what I hear a lot of people, that's their argument when they want to be critical of, what he went through there, is, well, he could have walked away in 2018 and he didn't. No, he would have still been on the hook until 2020. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like him restructuring this deal made sense at the time, but nobody in Bob's position is going to let you restructure a deal and they not get anything out of it. So when Terence Crawford restructured his deal, what Top Rank got out of it was they extended his contract for a certain number of fights and a certain number of months. So that's how, that's how it ended up where it did. MZ salute. But you know what I'm saying? I know there are people who gonna come on here, watch this video, and they're gonna say, here I go again, defending Terence Crawford. Here I go again, this and the other, and I'm Terence Crawford, biggest fan, etc., etc. I'll say this: Terence Crawford isn't my favorite fighter. He's not my top 5 favorite fighter, and that's just a fact. Am I a fan of what the guy does in the ring? Do I like him? Do I have any issues with him? You know what I'm saying? Outside of the ring, in terms of what I hear and see from him at times, yeah. But there's also a lot of things I hear and see from Terence Crawford that I respect a great deal, and that I admire. But at the end of the day, as a boxing fan, I'm really mostly concerned about what I'm seeing from him in the ring. You know what I'm saying? And what I'm seeing him do in terms of getting himself in a position to get these fights. Now, I too was overly critical about the situation when he first renewed the contract, because I was believing what people were saying, that he could have just walked away, until I done just a little bit of digging. You know what I'm saying? And I've been saying the same thing for, like, a lot of things I'm saying right now, I've been saying for a long time. But I'm reiterating these things because a lot of those people that were overly critical of him, calling him Top Rank Toby and all that nonsense, now they're running around, basically lifting him up. But the thing people are saying are about time, this, that, and the other, as if as soon as he was disrespected publicly, he could have just walked away from that situation. And it wasn't that simple. You never know what somebody's situation is when they're entwined in paperwork and legal agreements and things like that. A lot of times it's not as simple as just walking away. Once that's just like retaliating in a situation. You could have been done just as wrong as 2 left shoes. But when you retaliate in a certain way, you let the other person off the hook. All of a sudden they're the victim and you're the one that's wrong. So sometimes you gotta, be level-headed, move in silence, be calculating, and iron things out and lay it out in a way in which you can put yourself in the best position to win. Because just like we hear Floyd Mayweather you say all the time about fighting and about his moves in boxing, it's chess, not checkers. And I'm not saying that's original Floyd Mayweather. I'm just, what I'm saying, because that statement speaks volumes far outside of boxing. That speaks volumes in business and all sorts of lanes. But I'm gonna leave y'all with that. I gotta go on here and get on this clock and get to work. But I just wanted to put that out there. I'm gonna talk about this some more later on. Because excuse me. Because I feel like it needs to be said. And I don't care who wants to label me what for coming out saying it, but you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna speak about it, but I'm also gonna dig more into what's out there about this lawsuit, because I think that's a very interesting subject, and there's a lot that could be said about it from a lot of different standpoints, and it's something I want to look into and really speak on if I choose to. If I may look into it and choose not to talk about it, but I definitely want to take time to do more digging into it before I just come here and just keep talking about it. Because a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, if we make reactionary videos, we'll find ourselves looking crazy later on. So that's what I don't want to be doing. But that's all I got on D-Lo 404 Boxing. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Those of you who did, like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'm out. Peace.